What's happening, Master Blend Nation? Today we're in North Carolina A&T University, downtown in Greensboro. This is one of the biggest things that I've always wanted to do. It's such an honor to be able to be the keynote speaker for the 2024 campaign, Paths to Profits. I'm sitting here with the Dean and the Chancellor of North Carolina A&T, two individuals that I've always looked up to. Awesome mentorship. It's an honor to be on the stage with them today.
I'm delighted to be here. Harold Martin, Chancellor of North Carolina A&T. Always had great admiration for this young man.
And as Chancellor said, you can't get any better.
Oh, wow. I love it. What I've always looked forward to about being a farmer, first and foremost, was being an advocate for the industry. There was a time that I actually Googled, how to be a significant individual contributor within the industry. This year, the theme is New Paths to Profits. So my biggest concern whenever I was initially talking with Dr. McKinnie was, are you sure that you want me to deliver this keynote speech? And it's simply because I'm kind of unorthodox. I never go by the script, always kind of do my thing. And literally my wife is looking at me right now. She's like, you got 25 minutes. So you probably can tell that I love to talk. I'm passionate about what we do. I've had the privilege, the honor, very fortunate to be in the industry now for 12 years. And just for the record, I always remind everybody, just getting started. I always want to give dues and respect to all of the farmers in the industry, simply because there were so many times that I heard about the journey of agriculture, but I didn't really know what it was until I dived into it. I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of mentors, 70, 80, 90 years old, that are always telling me about how the industry was many, many moons ago, how it's changed, and how it's thriving. I love hearing the message of the commissioner saying 103 billion. You do realize that when everything was taking place back in 2020, it was hard for us to fathom that. But now I get to reach across the table, excuse me, high five. That's 103. That's something that a lot of people thought could never be done. What I've tried to do with this journey of agriculture is start with the end in mind. You have to be able to find the inspiration. Because otherwise, if you don't start with the end in mind, with that being the joyous thing, those moments when you're farming and there's no one cheering you on, it's hard to find the motivation. Well, as we start talking about farming and this journey, one of the things I want to tell you guys is, when you start on the journey, don't take advice from anyone that's never left home. You start diving into the question when we look at the theme this year and we say, okay, so the path, what is the path? Well, I can assure you guys, the path can lead you to the reward that you want, but it will not be easy. If you're looking for ease, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But the other side of it is that with the industry, as a contributor, you carry the responsibility. You have to have a lot of tenacity. You got to have compassion. You got to have empathy. All of these attributes that you need to be successful, as long as you stay true to what it is, what the goal is, it'll never lead you astray. When we look at the definition, paths are tracks laid down for walking. It's the course of direction in which a person or a thing is moving, a course of action or conduct. So farmers, when we're on this path, the next thing that we have to realize, we have to walk by example. Leadership is a big responsibility. When we look at the generations that follow after us, because see, what's happening is the statistics are saying that the individuals that are responsible for feeding the industry is dwindling. So we're always looking at how to find those individuals that are interested in farming. Not only that, reminding them that it's more than just getting dirty. I purposely love being in the hog pen. My wife won't let me come in the house whenever I'm in the hog pen, but I kind of just have to go for it as I go, right? Understand, to be successful, to find these profits, you can't be committed to your dreams if you're committed to your comfort zone. You're gonna have to step outside of your element. There's times that you'll have your feelings hurt. There's times that you're expecting the big return on your investment and it falls just shy of what you thought it would be. But you have to find that motivation to keep going anyway. A lot of times my granddad used to tell me that when they were farming, they didn't stop when it was 6 o'clock. They stopped whenever the job was done, when the task was done, when the objective was met. Well, when it comes to this industry, when there's people that's hungry, because we love to eat, like we just had some miraculous food in here, okay? And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna keep eating pork, and I'm gonna keep eating beef. I don't wanna go to just the vegetables alone. I gotta have it all, because I'm a big guy, I like to eat. Backstory, the last time I wore this suit was in 2018. I was worried if I would fit in it. Yo, so look, what we've already taken from the conversation, when it comes to farming, we know it's not easy. Without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. You'll fall down 7 times, you get up 8. You wanna win. Ease is the greatest threat to progress. More threat than hardship. So stay on your A game, stay focused. I always try to surround myself with individuals that I learn from. Everywhere that I go, I've had the opportunity now that my network, they're constantly teaching me things. I was just up here with the dean and the chancellor. I learned so much. There's times I get to meet with the commissioner just to say hey and high five. I learned so much. In farming, you have to be well-rounded. You have to have range. You have to be able to wear multiple hats. We know now in farming, technology is also driving, and it's a thriving component of farming. So it's not just getting dirty anymore. Now it's knowing how to count. Now it's knowing how to fly drones, electronics. GPS is starting to be implemented when it comes to how we plant our row crops. All of this stuff is the ammunition that we can give to our children, our kids, in order to inspire them to pursue a career in the industry of agriculture. The words that you speak, so stay positive, listen to me closely. The words that you speak become the house that you live in. If you speak negative, that's all you get. If you speak positivity, it's always gonna keep you going. And you gotta be growing by leaps and bounds. Being selective in the company that you keep contributes to the climate of your conversations. If you only hang around people that you've always hung around, that's the only conversation you're gonna know. So on purpose, I surround myself with leaders. On purpose, just hoping, just praying that a little bit of their success, a little bit of their knowledge will rub off on me so that I have what I need when I go and speak with the kids at the high schools, at the elementary schools. With you surrounding yourself with the individuals that will help you excel, a scenario like this that I'm about to show you on the screen is what will happen. The right people will help you win.
Today in Bull City, we had to bring the grills out here so we could put a little magic in front of the Kingsford leadership team downtown at the Kingsford headquarters. We'll bring that whole hog barbecue, those smoked wings, and those Wagyu burgers. For the sides, we got those southern green beans, the cheesy potatoes, spring pasta salad, and so much more.
Kingsford's mission is to bring people together over food and fire, and that's what we tried to do today.
They made the best whole hog. It was sweet, tangy, and juicy, and the way Carolina barbecue should taste.
Ron and Ron's team and family has been just wonderful.
For Kingsford, it's so important for us to connect with pitmasters like Ron and really understand what makes North Carolina barbecue the real deal.
We finally had the opportunity to fellowship with the Kingsford team. We can't wait to see what's to come on the horizon. You guys know the motto, all gas, no brakes, 365. Let's turn up, baby, let's work.
The reason that I showed you guys this was because there were so many individuals around me prior to me changing my circle that told me that would never happen. On purpose, you go as hard as you can go. I have a great friend that tells me that our responsibility in the industry is to give all that we have and leave nothing on the plate. If you're not giving your all, it's not even worth bringing up in a conversation. Because see, the other part of this conversation that goes under the rug for a second, there's so many individuals that laid down so much for us to be where we are today, and we never met them. The industry is that big. My next slide takes me to the moment where, again, I just took the picture just so I could show all the guys that said I wouldn't. But understand, big miracles require big leaps. Hey, so back where I was raised at, a lot of the older crowd, they tell me, so scared money don't make money. And so when I was saying, man, I dream of creating something that all of us can be a part of that'll be associated with brands across the country, and they laughed. Imagine what they thought when they saw that picture. Profits, that's the other component when it comes to paths and profits, which is the theme for this year. In order to see the profits, the profits is the excess of return over expenditures, especially the excess of selling prices, a value return, a gain. I think the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Well, when you dive into the next part, it says, sometimes as you're trying to make something work out, when it doesn't work out, it worked out in your favor. I'm a living example when it comes to it. I dream real big. I'm always thinking about, okay, I would love to have product getting across the state line. I look at the farmers. I was talking with some of the candidates for Small Farmer of the Year this year, and they were talking to me about the ambitions they've been able to establish, the relationships, the networking, the goals that they've set in place. And the beauty in it is they were able to keep their ears closed when there were individuals that were telling them it couldn't be done. You become the company you keep. Every opportunity is not always a good opportunity. But the opportunity that is for you will come just in time. I had individuals telling me when I first started farming, they just fell out laughing. They were like, dude, you have lost your mind. I walked in at the job one day, and they were tossing money on the feed bags. And I said, man, what y'all got going on? I figured it was a basketball game bet that they were talking about, and they were like, bro, we betting you're not going to make it. And I was like, please, can I get in on this bet? Your greatest test will be how you handle the people that mistreat you. Whenever you're walking and you have those individuals saying you can't make it, you say, okay, high five, we'll come back to this 5 years from now, right? The beauty in that is the individuals that say you can't make it, when they see such moments as this right here, they're kind of speechless. And you're still thinking, well, look, man, have a seat at our table so you can eat, have something to drink. Let's fellowship and talk about what we're going to do next. We ain't going to stay in the background and all that stuff. In farming, remember this. If it was easy, everybody be doing it. Everybody's not cut out for this journey, this walk. You have to be a special kind of individual if you're going to make this happen. But it can be done. I've learned on the journey of success leading me to profits, in order for me to win, I make sure that I make everybody around me win. When the people don't clap, it's okay, win anyway. Helping other wins assures that you're going to win. And so this is an example where I went with some of my clients that we supply a product to, and I said, instead of me making a video like I traditionally do for social media, let me take this opportunity to highlight what you do.
Today we're in Porter's Neck at Cast Iron Kitchen down here in Wilmington. Beer, bourbon, and barbecue featuring Master Blend Family Farms.
Cast Iron has grown. We've been on diners, drive-ins, and dives. I've done guys' grocery games. It's just great to have a partnership with Ron because I know what I'm getting. We bounce ideas off each other, and we're just here to give a good product.
The ironic thing that I always want to mention about Petty is that his creativity when it comes to the culinary experience is through the roof. And when I came here, what I noticed was the energy on in person was just as live as it was on television. And it's like he's not scared to take on the next thing.
My favorite dish is definitely the pork slider.
Great pairing. Love everything he did.
I love the red egg and molasses pork. It's just excellent.
I enjoy every flavor that I tasted.
I think everybody had the time of their life. It was a wonderful evening. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. All gas, no brakes, 365. Turn up, baby, let's work.
A lot of times individuals often approach me today and they say, Mr. All Gas, No Brakes, 365, turn up, baby. And they didn't really know what the slogan meant. So the initiative that I took with the approach of all gas, no brakes was simply to assure that I was able to provide quality products and everything that my household needed. In farming, whenever it's time to get the job done, at 5:04 in the morning, at 12:01 in the middle of the night, when it's time to get to the harvesting plant to make sure that it's there for the buyers, you got to make it happen. There's no days off, because see, people eat every day, and everybody in here knows the bill collector. He calls every day. So you have to be sure when you start to engage on this journey, first and foremost, know that you're going to be there to stay. Know that you're not going to slow down. Know that when it gets tough, you're okay because the community of the industry of agriculture is going to support you. Keep going. It'll get better after a while. The last piece that we look at before I do all of my big thank yous to everybody is just being able to say, when you're identifying your competition, look in the mirror. Every day you wake up with the opportunity to create a better version of yourself. Right when you think you've done your best, go to bed, get up, try it again the next day. Try to outdo yourself. On purpose, the individuals that I encounter now, they look and they're like, okay, what is this guy going to come up with next? Because even though we give the best rendition we can give, I feel that I owe you the best that I have to offer. And I'm not going to slow down until I know that everybody is satisfied. On the research farm here at North Carolina's A&T, there's a sign that reads, excellent is not an accident. It's an effort, it's not an accident. So, and when I first saw it for the first time, it was the day that I was at the research farm and Dr. Coble was there. There's a gentleman named Douglas Jones that has just been promoted to superintendent, I believe, assistant superintendent. And these gentlemen took out the time to actually talk with me. And they were saying, Ron, there's individuals that need to hear your message. And I was privileged, I was honored that they took it upon themselves to allow me that opportunity to share with the masses. If you want to be great, it's simply putting forth the effort. That's the first part. The individuals that want to pursue stuff and they think that these goals are too big for them to ever attempt, they kind of never become relevant, right? It's the individuals that's weird, they make the difference. When you look at Steve Jobs, he's been gone and his legacy with Apple has still continued to thrive. We're still living off of his injection and what he was able to contribute to the world. But there was a time when he was perceived to be weird. Don't be afraid to give up what's good for what's great. When you think that you're doing the best that you can do, dig down and give a little bit more. I always ask the question when I sit with the students at the local schools, how bad do you want what you say you want? Are you willing to give everything that it takes to get there? They tell me, I want to play basketball. I want to play football. I want to be a movie star. Are you okay with the rigorous schedule that is required to get there? Are you willing to be there at the gym at 5 in the morning to practice and leave the last one in the gymnasium? And when you start talking about work ethic, they get a little shaky, like, man, I don't want to work that hard. If you have to have the individuals around you and ask them to carry the bricks, they're not the ones that you want helping you build the foundation. I love that with everybody on this frame, anywhere we go, anytime, they look at me and it's almost like we're speaking telepathically. I say, hey, I look and I'm like, okay, we know that's got to be done. And they're on it before I ever speak it. The other thing is my support system. I'm grateful for having the team that I have, because at the low points when the camera is not rolling, they're like, man, you're doing a great job. Keep doing it. Keep crushing it. Don't slow down. You're doing your thing. Had it not been for them in the corner, there wouldn't be a Mr. 365, a Mr. All Gas, No Brakes. And to the Aggie Nation, so Dr. McKinnie, I'm gonna tell you, I've been wanting for a long time to be able to say, Aggie Pride. Hey, I just needed that. I needed that, baby. Thank you to everyone that contributed to the success of Master Blend. It would not be where it is today without the Aggie Nation. You guys do not know how many times I was worried. I was on the tractor bush hogging Sunday, and I was like, I'm praying Dr. McKinney really means for me to go up here and do this keynote speech, you know what I'm saying? But I really thank you all so much for this opportunity. I hope you take just a little bit from what I said, and to the farmers of the past, small farmers of the past, and those going forward, thank you guys for what you do, and congratulations to you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. All gas, no brakes, 365.